I hope somebody joins me.
I joined you.
Thank you.
Look, I tagged you.
Thank you. Good job.
Tagged you in your live.
Good job. Well, hello, hello. Either nobody's joining me or there's it's not telling me. So when you pop in, say hi. Hello, hello. Hi, Sandra. How are you? If you say hi, I'll know I can read the comments. We're about to get started. Just giving it a minute or two. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you so much. Yes, I can see. We can go. Oh, are you? I understand completely. I've cut about, maybe somewhere around 3,000 pieces of paper in the past 2 days. So, yeah, a little bit crazy for me too. But I got everything done, so I thought I would go ahead and stick with my live for tonight. Looks like it might just be me and you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have this accordion die, and I showed the project. Hey, honey, can you go get it? It's in the tray by my suitcase, the one that I did the voodoo dolls. So I showed this the other night on my live last week, and a few people said, show us how you do that. I want to know how you do that. So we're going to do it tonight. But in order to do that, I had to do some prep work to get ready. So this is Elizabeth Craft Designs, but hi, Linda. I don't think that they sell this anymore, or maybe they do. Here, hold it. Thank you. Or maybe they do, but I know that Karen Berniston is on her own now, so you can find some of these type of dies under Karen Berniston, and you could try and find them from that. Yes, she makes amazing dies. I also bought this weekend, I bought 2 more. So when they come in, I will certainly show you guys how to do those as well. They're really awesome. So I've had these for quite some time. I bought them at a craft show a while back. But I showed this on the live. I used the voodoo dolls and the oval. And everybody thought it was cool and wanted to know how to make it. So I thought I would show it tonight. Hi, Suzanne. But instead of using the oval this time, I chose the accordion fancy label die. And we're going to put 3 panels. Now you can continue to add as many panels as you want. So for this one I did 3. And I've done another one that I'll show you real quick so you can get an idea. This one, if I don't knock down everything in my craft room, will be really good. But I made this one using a label. It's not this accordion die, it's a different one. Or maybe it is. Anyway, here you go. I made this years ago, probably about 5 or 6 years ago. But I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. And you can clearly tell my coloring was just not too awful far into it, so my shading isn't very good. But hey, I've kept it all these years. I bet it's been longer than that. It's probably been like 10 years. And I made one for Jamie, and she has it in her craft room. I've made several of them. So tonight, we're going to actually make this one. And we're going to use the Aliens Exist stamp set because it's back in stock. And you can get these as well. So this is the die, and it cuts just the panel. So it looks like this when you cut it out. It's just one panel. There's a little bit of embossing on it, so you could leave it the way that it is, or you can fancy it up. So I have these edges right here, and there's 3 different styles. I chose the dots for tonight, so I used this one, and I'll show you the pieces that I cut. So I prepped a little bit ahead of time, but we are still going to do some coloring, masking, and finishing the whole project. So, hey, Jamie. Yes, it definitely come a long way. So I took this panel right here and I cut it 4 times. So they're all exactly the same length, but I cut them out of this like starry, spacey looking paper. And then what we're going to do is adhere them to the outside, and this will start decorating it. So we can choose to do whichever pieces together that you want. The background will be different because the paper was shaded differently. So you can use one of these and you can go all the way around the panel. You just need 4 of them. So to get started, I used this die right here and I cut it 3 times. So, and you can do it all in the same color or different colors. So I have 3 panels. I knew I wanted to do these 3 colors, so you don't have to sit through the die cutting. Hi, Cheryl. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. So sorry about that. Hi, Gail. Hi, Cheryl. So I cut the panel, and Cheryl, this is the similar to the panel that I found for you. So yours will be like this. Thank you. But yours will not have this design in it. It will have a stitched design. But anyway, so I cut 3 of them. Again, you can cut as many as you want. I took this die that decorates the outside and I cut it 4 times for this one. I cut it 4 times for this one. And then I cut it 4 times for this one. So we have decorative panels for each one. And then I knew I wanted to decorate the inside, and the dies, they come with the shapes. So you can keep layering them in the center if you want. But I wanted to use the Aliens Exist, and they're a little bit bigger than, I mean, they're right about the size of this panel. So I was afraid if I went too small, right, Jamie? I was afraid if they went too small, then you wouldn't be able to see, the images wouldn't fit on there. So I decided that I wanted the whole back panel to be the same color as these. So I die cut these panels again with the leftover pattern paper. And then I cut off everything on the outside except for this small panel right here. So this panel actually slides right on top, just exactly, because it's the same die, it lays right on top of that. And what I did was I cut off all the outside, including these little tabs, so that we could decorate the inside of each panel. And I did that for all 3 of them. So now have all my pieces. When you say you can't craft, this is what you're talking about. And then I used the largest die from this set, so the biggest one here, and I cut solid panels just in case I wanted to use those. And you can do them this way or you can do them this way, whatever you want. So I cut 3 of those, blue, and I used the same matching paper. So these are all the pieces I need in order to put this together. Hi, Greta. So I also prepped some of the images. I knew we couldn't color all of these tonight, so I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to wait. So I did color these. So this one right here, I colored her like this. And yes, I colored her on our craft paper. I can't help myself. I'm obsessed now. Thank you, Jamie. And then I cut out the Aliens Exist in that one. And then I cut out this little guy right here. And I colored him. And this one. So I now have all the images to use on all the panels. One sentiment. I have a second sentiment that I cut out. So we're going to use almost this whole set. And then I saved for you guys this last image right here because I want to mask it so the alien's not in the ship. I want the ship to be hovering above, and then we're going to take this little alien like he left his ship momentarily. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to leave someone in the ship. I want it to be empty, like he zoomed down. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I also am going to stamp the You're Super Stellar just in case I want to use it. I haven't decided for sure, but I'm hoping I'll be able to use it. And then I stamped on masking tape, but I wanted to show you what you'd have to do to get this guy out of here. So I'm going to slide these up so you won't really be able to see them momentarily, and it's okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on our image. So anybody who wants to watch the coloring can stay for that, and then if you want to watch the other part, you can stay longer. Okay, so I want to be able to take this guy out, but I need to know where to put the mask on this paper in order to line it up perfectly. So I have grabbed Angel Pink Memento ink. So it's going to be very, very, very light. So I'm just going to dab it on this little guy right here. And then I'm going to stamp it on here. And now it's really light, but at least it gives me the outside design of the ship, so I know where it's going to be when I stamp it in black. Oops. Ooh, I don't usually wear my rings when I craft, and now I have hit them on the desk. I'm going to clean this off because we're going to use black next, and then I'm going to take this mask that I made. You got to go to bed because you have a long drive tomorrow to pick me up. Yay! Okay, sleep well. Hi, Mary. So we're going to take this and we're going to cut out the center part so we can mask that part on the ship. So I want the black line for the outside, so we're going to cut just inside this black line. But we're going to make sure that we have the alien covered up. So as long as I'm inside the black line, and I want to go all the way down into the ship. So I don't want any of his body showing. So this is the part that I want to mask. This is the part that we'll be stamping. Okay, so I'm going to take this little guy with my tweezers because that just makes life easier. And then I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to place this piece that I want to mask when I stamp where I want it to be. So I'm going to make sure that I line it up, so it'll take a second to get it lined up perfectly. There we go. Almost had it. Don't move. There we go. So I'm lining up the ship with the ship. That's how I'm making sure I have that piece in place where I want it to be. Once I have that on there, I'm going to stamp up. I know. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, Jamie. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this up with my Memento. Oh, I almost forgot. I don't really want... I'm sorry. One more thing. I almost forgot. Good thing I caught it. I also don't want these rays to be showing. So I'm going to cut around that. And you don't have to do anything real specific on that. As long as you get underneath the ship so the ship will show. There we go. And then I'm going to place this under his ship. Just like this. That way it's going to do just the ship. That's what I want. I need his eyes to be... Oh, no, I don't, because he's not going to be on there. Normally, I have to stamp more than once just because his eyes are so big. I want to make sure I can see it all. Then we're going to lift this up. And ta-da! We have a ship with no alien. So that was my goal. That's what I wanted to do. I'm super happy it worked. I was pretty sure it would, but never know. Okay. Pretty cool, right? So now we have a spaceship, no guy in it. And that's what I wanted. I also wanted to stamp this, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this stamp off. Where's the wet side of this towel? I'm going to clean this stamp off. And I'm going to take it off just so I don't get any water on the image that I already did. And I'll just stick him on the outside of here for now. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp the stellar. Now this is a big word and a lot of black ink. So I might have to stamp it more than once. Just because it's a lot of place to fill, and I like it to be super dark when I do it, so I'm going to stamp it again. Now, if you're okay with that, being more of a dark gray, then you can leave it like that. But I want it to be just a little bit darker, so I stamp it twice. Perfect. I'm going to wipe this just a little bit so it doesn't stain my stamp. But then we'll leave the rest of that on there and I'll fix that later. Okay, so that's how you mask out the alien right out of the ship. Now you can kind of see him because he's pink, but when we color, you won't be able to see him anymore. And that's the whole point. I don't want you to see him anymore. And I'm going to make that window completely like black so that you can't see inside the ship. And it'll be perfect. So again, I used Angel Pink and Tuxedo Black. Okay, so now we're going to color this guy. And I went ahead and got a little bit started by pulling some colors. Let me grab my... Hi, Karen. Yeah, it's super cool when you can do that. I really wanted to do that. I was like, how can I make this work? Because I really want to do that step. Okay, so I'm going to use T's for the ship. So I have T, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and the colors that I used for the aliens that I showed you earlier over here, these little guys right here, I pulled the pink from this one so that I could do the outside, and then we're going to put stones in the middle of that, so we don't necessarily need to color them, but we are going to do the outside of them with this dark color so it matches her. I'll just throw them up there for now. We don't need those. And there we go. I'll just put that aside for now. And here we go. And I also kept the dies out so we can die cut them, but we'll have to trim off the bottom because we don't have that part. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see the coloring. So you can tell that the alien is stamped in there in pink, but it'll be okay. I'm going to start. Actually, I might pull out T10 just because I want to do the outside with T10. Let me scooch over so you can really see. So T10 is the darkest in the T, and I'm going to do around the outside of the window in this T10. Just kind of build my little fence and we'll work in from there. And I'm going to go around the bottom as well, build in that line that didn't stamp quite as well because we had the mask on there, and now you won't even be able to tell that it wasn't there. So just building a little fence around the outside because I want this to be really dark. And I'm going to go ahead and add some here and some here. Just around the edges. There we go. Hi, Pam. So we're this is Aliens Exist, and it's back in stock, so we have restock of it. I know it was out of stock for a while, but that's why I chose to do this stamp set tonight, because it's back in stock and I wanted you guys to know that you can now get these sweet aliens. There we go. And this is going to be all black. And I'm okay with that. I'm also going along here, but I'm doing like the underside of this flap just a little bit, because it would be sticking out and there would be a shadow. Hi, Colleen. How are you guys tonight? Thank you for popping in and out tonight. Wait till you see the whole project. Once you're here, you won't want to leave, because we're going to do some pretty awesome stuff tonight. So this is T7. We have 3 more colors in our combination, but we're not going to put all 3 of them up here in this upper part, because I want to make the ship more of a silver than a black, but I want that window to be really dark, almost like he has like, what do we call that when we put them on our windows to gosh, why can't I think of that word? When you buy a car, oh, tinting the windows. He's got a tinted window spaceship. He doesn't want anyone to see what he's doing in his spaceship. Oh, you were watching the Rangers win? How long are you going for this time? Well, I leave tomorrow morning, so this is the only live this week. I'll be gone next week, and then I'll be back the week after. So no more this week and none next week, because I'll be in California. This is T6, and we're going to finish T6. And then after that, we are doing Florida, and then we are done for this year. So we'll be back, and lives will resume and be regular again. But I wanted to pop on since I was going to be gone for a while, so you guys could get your dose of cool coloring and fun hanging out. So I worked really hard to get all my stuff done ahead of time, and so I would have time for the live tonight. especially since you guys had asked for to see how I put together this accordion die, because it's so much fun and you can do it anything you want. You can do birthday, people's names, anything you want. Once you have the die, that's all you got to do. And I know they have some of them. They don't have all the ones I have, but I know that Karen Bernstein has a fancy label one similar to mine. Okay, we'll be safe, I promise. So I'm starting to build in some shadow on here because I'm down to the T6. And it's the third color in the combination. But for down here in this lower section, it's almost like the first color in the combination. Hi, Michelle. Even when I don't always catch live, we do miss you. Yes, I miss you guys too. I do enjoy these lives a lot, and that's why I always try to fit them in when I can, because it's just hard when we're traveling. Tomorrow I fly out from Texas to Sacramento, and then because Ontario is the following weekend, I will be going home with Jamie, who's driving to Sacramento from her house. She's picking me up at the airport, so I'll be going back with her, and then we'll both be flying to Ontario, and then after the show I'll fly home. So maybe next week we might be able to do something from Jamie's house. I'm not sure what preparations we'll be doing, but if we have time, we certainly will jump on, and we'll let you know if we do. But it's a little bit harder to do a live from someone else's house that doesn't have the same setup as me. Hey there, Sandy and girls. Yay, Ontario. I can't wait, Michelle. I get to see you. I shipped a bunch of stuff to the Ontario hotel today. Making takes like crazy. Hi, Wanda. Okay, so I'm down to T4. This was the last color that I chose for this, but we're going to get even lighter for the top section. So I'll be pulling out T3 and T2 as well. That'll give me a 5-color combination on the top, as well as the 5-color we used down here on the bottom. So this is just getting our little ship ready. I'm going to touch this center area one more time, even with this marker right here, to maybe give it a little bit of texture and blend that a little better, because it didn't seem to blend quite as well as I wanted. So there we go. It kind of looks like it's empty, which is exactly what I wanted. You can no longer see the pink alien that we stamped in there. Hey, Mom. So it's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, which makes me super happy. So now we're moving on to T3. And thank goodness I have T2. It just arrived. I had to reorder it because mine had a crack in the lid and was all dried out. So I'm starting to do these little side panels as well, because I want them to be really light gray. And I didn't use the W grays because the paper is craft paper, so I thought I didn't really need it. I didn't really need the W because the tan from the paper would shine through, and that would give me the coating color that I want. Here's T2. This is a brand new marker. So it doesn't have my name on it. It's just, I just got it. Super happy about that. I did check, whenever you get new markers, always check the caps. Make sure there's no cracks or anything like that when you first get it, so you don't have issues of later down the road. So I checked on mine. I got 6 new markers. They were all fabulous. I got them from Violetta Ink. and they do such a great job. So I'm really happy with them. So I always order from them. So there we go. And Miss Marinska, she's been gone a long time now. Yes, I agree, Cheryl. I don't know what happened. She's been super busy, I know that. Yeah, every once in a while. I haven't seen her in a while. She hasn't lived like 3 hours from me. Okay, I'm going to use RV69 to get a little bit of color around the edges on these stones. Just a little bit on the edges to kind of make them stand out just a little bit. We're going to make these more like a purple pink. Kind of like my hair, actually. Purple with pink in it. So it's okay if I go over the center a little bit because the center is going to be covered by a stone, so no problem there. Hi, Krista. I am going to pull RB66 as well, just to finish that up, kind of go into the circle, just to make sure that everything is covered when we put the stone in there, but I don't need to do the center of it because, you know, I don't need to. So I don't really want to waste my ink on something I'm going to cover up. So there we go. Oh, she's not sick. I think I'm going to go ahead and color in this just because it looks funny and I want you guys to see what it really looks like. But we are going to put stones over that. So there we go. Look how quick that was. We got our little ship done. I'm super stoked about it. It came out just the way I wanted it to. So we're about to find out how it's going to work when we die cut it. So I'm assuming I'll have to fussy cut around it after I die cut it because I'll have to cut that bottom part off. I'm sorry, I have to pull this really close to me so I can make sure I have it lined up just right. It takes me a little bit to line these up because I'm kind of picky. Sort of a little bit on the really specific side. Like, I don't want too much border around there if I don't need it. So once I get it where I want it, I'm just going to lay this washi tape over it. I used that washi tape earlier to cut out the aliens, so I know it works. I'm going to put this one around the ship. And then we'll just trim that right off as soon as we die cut it. I hope she comes back soon too. I'll check with her and see how she's doing. I mean, I've known Renska for a long time, so I'll check and see how she's doing. I think they've been super busy at their church doing some different things there. Okay, gonna put this in here. This is my little die cut machine. Oh, I guess you can't see because I'm still zoomed in. So I'll zoom out. If I can. This is really hard to do from the angle I'm at. Okay, there we go. And then I'll put that aside. I just put it in this folder, ran it through the machine. I like to keep these up under the machine because they fold so much. And then we just take this off. And there's our little ship. It has the stuff at the bottom, but we're going to cut that off. Oh, there's my Your Super Stellar. So now these dies will go back in with the dies. We have the stamp and the stamp and die set in the shop. I was slightly off on my lining it up, so I'm just going to trim a little bit more because you guys, I'm a little bit crazy about this. I like it to be the same on both sides, so if I mess it up, I trim it. Not that I messed it up, but I just like it to be the same on both sides. And I have to trim down here anyway, so I might as well do it at the same time. So I'm just going to go along the bottom and cut that off. That's the way I wanted it to be. There we go. So we masked it and we cut off the bottom and we took the alien out of the ship. I love it. I love it. Aww. I will let Renska know. She might actually get tagged because you guys are putting her name, or put at Renska, and maybe it'll pop her in. Okay, so now we have these two. Hi, B. So now we have these two done. We colored these and we're super happy with them. I colored these earlier so that we could use them as well. I knew we didn't have time to color everything, so I did these, and then we've just added these. So these are the decorations. You wonder if her ears were burning? Yeah. So I have all of these, and then we're going to put them all into our accordion die. So for those of you, the far left alien, this one, yeah, she's gonna go on this page. Okay, so for those who jumped in late, I'm gonna do a quick rundown. This is the accordion die. I showed this one with the voodoo dolls, and you guys wanted to see how to put them together. So today I got the accordion fancy label die. You cut this panel. I cut it 3 times. Then I cut one of these outsides out of the leftover paper. And then I have these things called Fancy Seasons frame edges. So you get 3 dies, and they make these 3 designs. So you get leaves, snowflakes, and dots. I decided to use the dots. This is all by Karen Berniston. Okay, so I pre-cut all of these so I could show you how to do it. Now the key to this is decorate the panels before you assemble, because if you assemble them and then you try to decorate, imagine how hard it is to decorate something that only sits like this. So you decorate the panels first. You can make as many as you want. It's your choice. So I'm going to start with this one and show you how to do it. I love doing these, I'm not going to lie. So these 4 pieces right here are the ones that come from that accent die. So if you don't have that and all you have is the panel, you can still do these 3 decorations. So your choice. Your cocoa has been out the last company. You've been doing work for 2. Oh, wow. I hate when that happens. You must get that die set. I have an idea to make a shaker. Yeah, there's so much you can do. I'm not going to lie. So I cut this panel in solid and I cut it in this fancy paper. And then I trimmed off everything around it so that I could use this on here. So the first thing we're going to do is attach this. It will also make it stronger and reinforce. So I'm going to use my glue, my Bearly Art glue with my cute little bear pin in it. I'm going to set my bear aside. I love that I won't lose that bear. Yeah, I'm so sorry. On top of prepping for the shows, I had to work almost full time at my other job. You know, the other job I have outside of this job. Like the one that, you know, like in a corporate world. So I've been pretty super busy myself. I made sure I got really good around the edges just so that the panel lays flat, which is what I want. And you can always line these top ones up with this one. So I'm going to line that up first. And then I'm just going to lay this panel down. Once I have it where I want it, I'm just going to make sure that I check all the edges to make sure it's laying on there flat the way that I want it. If I need to move it around, I'm going to slide it around. If not, then I'm just going to use my espresso to just kind of smooth out that glue and stick it down. Need to watch this because I believe I ordered this one. Yes. So yes, you did, Cheryl. I ordered it for you. It's already shipping. It unfortunately it won't arrive till Friday, so I'll have to send it to you when I get back home. But the one that I got for you, see how this one has some embossing on it? The one that I got for you just has stitches, no embossing, so you don't have to, it won't be exactly the same, but it will be the same style. Hi, Sharon. So I'm not going to put this one on there just yet because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. What I'm going to do is these pieces first. Now these are a little bit flexible. They'll move a little bit so that you can line it up. It's not too super hard to line it up. I think I want the dark panel down here just because the dark is down here. So you can kind of see how the paper, I went around with the paper just kind of trying to line it all up. They will meet just like that perfectly in the corners. What I've been using is my magnet, but you can use washi tape or whatever works for you, but I've been using my magnets to kind of hold them in place so that I can make sure they all line up perfectly before I move on to the next one. So I'm going to put this one, I think I'm going to put this one up here. Nope, I want it down here. It doesn't really matter, they don't line up perfectly color wise. Thank goodness I have 4 magnets. And then this one will go up here, and they're cut perfectly, so they definitely line up. So then I'm just going to take the Barely Art glue, which is super awesome because it has this ultra fine little tip here. We do sell this in the shop, and you can put just a little bit of glue in those areas pretty easily. Just kind of around those circles and sort of around the edges and just wherever. But you can do it pretty quick with this super fine tip. Then I'm going to line up the circles on this side. I'm going to press this down and make sure that the circles line up on this side. As long as they're close, it'll be great. There we go. Okay, so we have one panel down. Then I lift this one up. Glue this one. Takes a little bit of time to do this, but it's so worth it in the end. And
are we gonna have a new release this month?
Yes. Yes, we are. The 3rd Saturday. It's coming. We already have it. We just haven't released it. I'm super excited. The whole release is my art. So if you like These Aliens Exist, which I drew, then you'll probably be excited about the release. It's super awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
And another stencil by me.
Ah ha ha ha. What's that?
And another stencil by me.
And another stencil by Dale. So we got it all going on. The new release is amazing. Yes, B is on the design team. She can't give you any information, but she can tell you she likes it. You'll be in Ontario. We will have it in Ontario. It releases that weekend, so we won't be out of stock. And you have lots in your cart already, ready to add it. You have a chance to buy it ahead of time in Sacramento. Well, no, unfortunately not going to have it in Sacramento. We're not, because it doesn't release till Ontario. Jamie and I had a discussion about that today. one of us kind of wanted to do a little release early and the other one thought maybe not, and we couldn't come to a full agreement, so we decided to wait and for the release. So we won't have it in Sacramento, but we will have the clowns and the voodoo dolls. So I know you'll be excited about them. We definitely will have that release. And what isn't there, all the pieces. But I'm not gonna lie, we don't have a lot of voodoo dolls left. I know we just got them back in stock, but they're selling like hotcakes. So if you want the voodoo dolls, I would recommend ordering them ASAP, or you might miss out, because I'm not sure if we're going to reorder them. We have not discussed that. It's possible, but no promises. So you guys see how this is coming together? It's a little tedious, but definitely worth it. But then again, we are colorists, so we're used to tedious. Details, details, details. So when you lay the last one in, I usually line up both ends to make sure they meet, and then press from the center, and it just works. See? It just works perfectly. It matches up in every corner. This is not the first time I've done it, and you'll see it matches every time. It's super great. I'm going to, on accident, what's on accident? Did I miss something? I bought those as soon as I saw them. Even order doubles. Sharon, bring it to the show. Are you coming to the show this weekend in Sacramento? Come see me with your extra voodoo dolls. Okay. So now we have this panel ready except for this piece. I know that I want to put this alien on there. Okay, great. Come see me Saturday morning. Bring your extra. Bring your extra. Okay. So I know I want her to be on that one, and I'm definitely going to put a sentiment. I believe I'm going to use Super Stellar, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So we're going to set that aside, and we're going to put this one together. Same process. This panel fits on here, so we're going to glue that on. I know how that can be. I order things double sometimes on accident as well. It's frustrating, but it confirms that you know you really like it, which is quite a compliment to me, so thank you so much. Okay, now we're going to put this. I love this one, and I don't think, see, you can't put it, there's only one way to put it, so when you cut it up, you don't have to worry about being able to know which way it went or whatever, because it only lines up one way. And they sit on there perfectly because they were cut with the same die. So super great and super easy. I'm going to set that aside. Now we have to do these pieces. These pieces are all the same on every side because this is like a square-ish. And they do have oval, and then they have extra oval cut pieces like this, but each one has two in it because the sides of the shape is different, so you need two. I have some of those as well. Look at that little bear, just wants to stick to that magnet so bad. He can't help himself. I can't wait. It's been a while. Usually the shows have been so back to back lately that I've been seeing all of you guys one right after the other, but it's been a while now. I'm super excited for the next show. I'm not excited about flying again. I prefer driving. But this one, we're now on Jamie's coast versus mine. So out to her place we go. I made my cards for the new release. Oh, so much fun. So I will be showing those when the release happens, and maybe some sneak peeks on Facebook. So stay tuned. I will probably do some sneak peeks before they release. Probably sometime next week. I got to have lunch with my daughter today, which was super exciting. I don't get to see her all that much, but I got to have Cooper last week. Now I'm going to have glue all over my table. Favorite part about Barely Art glue, it wipes right off. Don't have to worry about any black spots on your project. I love that. But this paper is that shiny paper. What do they call it? Like a photo finish. It's glossy. So it's a little slippery when you're holding it. It's a little slippery little sucker. I start on one corner, line it up. When I have it where I want it, I press it down. There we go. And then come and meet this corner up here. This is how I make sure they stay lined up, is I keep two of them down with the magnets. It just makes it a lot easier to keep up with lining them up. I'm going to turn it so I can. So this magnetic plate, desktop thingy, glass mat, whatever you want to call it, that has like a magnetic plate under it or whatever it has under it, to make it magnetic is super awesome. It definitely helps. But you could certainly use washi tape or, you know, whatever works for you. Oh, you guys got quiet. Are you mesmerized by all of the space, stars, and galaxy looking stuff? I almost did this with an ocean theme. I almost did our I Captain theme because I thought that would be super cute, but I decided to go for the aliens exist. So you love having mom and daughter time, and now it's my grandbaby that comes too. I know that it's so awesome, isn't it? It was so nice to see her. I know she's so busy all the time. Full-time job, full-time mom. I remember those days. Full-time grandma is so much easier. Well, I'm not really full-time, but I am available whenever I'm needed. Been a little challenging because I haven't been home a whole lot, but match on the last one, match both ends first. So I have that end and that end. It looks like it's not going to work, but it will. No, I said it will, and that one didn't. There we go. All right, so we're going to flip it over. I'm going to press it down on all the edges. Hi, Tammy. Okay, and now we have this one. So we're going to take that one, we're going to place that in the middle. I'm going to try and use the spaceship and the little alien. I want to have been beamed out of his ship. This one's probably going to have the aliens exist somewhere on it. I know it looks like a lot for one panel, but I think we'll be okay. Now we have to do this one, and these are the last ones that we have, so we're going to use those. So you'll notice that when I'm attaching all of this stuff, I keep the piece that has the foldable panel like this, it's only on one side, so always keep that on the right hand side. So we're going to put this on there. Looks like there was something on the paper. I don't want it to bump up, so yeah, you could make these shakers or fancy or whatever you want. I mean, sky's the limit. Here we go. We're going to put this one down. Remember from the last two, I said it will line up only one way, so you can't get it wrong. Once you get it on there, you're going to press it down.
What's the name of the die again?
What's the name of the die again? Fancy Accordion die. I think this one's called Accordion Fancy Label, but if you go to Karen Burniston's website, it's now called Fancy Accordion Label. So it's got a little bit of a different name, but if you Google accordion dies, you'll see them. They're all Karen Burniston. So, and she was on the Craft Roulette this weekend showing a pop-up die that was simply amazing. So you know I had to go out there and buy it right away. And I did. So it was awesome. I mean, it was so awesome. I can't wait to use it. There we go. I just lay them down lined up first, so that one matches up. It'll slide in a little bit. There we go. Then this one matches up. Yeah, it was like a photo pop-up die set thing. Oh man, it was amazing. She did it on Craft Roulette and I just was mesmerized. I was like, I could do some amazing stuff with that die. So I went out and bought it. It's not here yet, but it will be. So this is the same process as the last two. So however many panels you decide to do, you just have to cut that many. So usually the first decision is decide what you want to, are you just decorating the panel or do you want to put, I mean, like when I did Jamie's, hers says Jamie. So I had to have enough panels for her name. I did one that said Christmas, so it was like, I don't know, what is that, 9 letters, nine panels. So you can make it as big or as small as you want. You can do it 2, or you can do it, you know, however many as you want. That was World Card Making Day. Yes, it was. Yep, I was on all day. I watched the whole thing. I watched every single person. It was awesome. Everybody was super friendly, and even though you could only chat in the chat, it still was like making all these new friends. It was really awesome. Plus you got some little tips and tricks and got to see some of their products, and we were sponsors, but we weren't a guest this time. But I watched. It was awesome. Wasn't it awesome, Paula? I really enjoyed it. I was really glad. I was die cutting for the mega make and take all day from 12 to 4 a.m. But it was nice when I got to listen to Craft Roulette the whole time. I was sad when it was over. Then I had to find something else to, someone else to listen to or something else to watch. We did watch scary movies. Yes, we did. So my hubby and I watched scary movies while I die cut all night. Until about 1 o'clock, and then he went to bed. And I sat up die cutting for a few more hours. Look, that matched up perfectly. Yay. Not that I had any doubt, but hard no to scary movies all over the place that day. There were so many lives going on. Yes, there were a lot. I noticed that. Like, I heard about Craft Roulette's card making day first, and I thought they were just having a card making day. I didn't realize until I started watching that it was like a thing, like a national card making day. So I saw that morning a bunch of people posting like, oh, watch the live or whatever, and I was already committed to Craft Roulette, so I just did that one, but I didn't even realize it was a thing. I think that's super cool. There we go. All right. So thanks for listening and hanging out while we just glued those panels down. I know that wasn't the funnest thing to watch, but it has to be done. So now comes the decorating and the end part, the how to put it together. You love scary movies? You watch so many. I do too. No way, Jose, no scary for you. No scary for Jamie either, but I'm telling you, I'm all over scary movies. I love them all. I don't like slasher movies, but I like scary movies. Okay, so let me show you before we put these people, these aliens, on the contraption. Let me show you how it's going to fold. So when you get it, you can kind of tell there's this panel in between that sort of moves back and forth. Yeah, me too. I'm same with you, B. So what you do is you see where this one folds back. Like you can tell where the score line is. So you want to fold this back just to make sure that you get like a good fold on that. See how that swings a little bit? Okay. And then we fold on this score line. So I'm going to use my espresso to get me a really good fold on this. So I just want to get the folds in there, and then we're going to decorate because I want to be able to look and see how much. So folding this one backwards, it's the same thing, exactly the same. Then we're going to fold this panel right here. Now that just gives us a good look at the fold lines. On this one, on your last panel, on your very last panel, it was your Thanksgiving in Canada? Wow. I know, I love my espresso too. So on the very last panel, you're going to cut off the tabs, all 3 of them. You don't need them anymore if there's not another panel on the end to attach to. So I'm going to cut this one. And this one. And then I'm going to cut straight along here. So you can make as many panels as you want because they all have an attached tab right here. But when you're done, with the last one, you have to cut these off because you don't need them anymore. Like, you won't need to attach anything on the end. We're only doing 3 panels. So this is trash. One more. There we go. Okay. So the way these go together is I need to be able to see how I want these to go. Do I want them to go like this? Yes. And like this. So they're going to kind of go together like this. They have to go every other one. So I'm going to take, I wanted to see if once I put this, like, I wanted to see how high up I could put this and it would still swing. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and put that part together. Now we have to finish decorating before we can actually do anything with it. So I want to see. So we have 3 center panels and there's 2 different ways to put them. So you can put them this way or you can put them this way. And I'm trying to decide which way I want to put them. I think I kind of like them this way. So I'm going to do my panels this way. So I'm going to go ahead and we can pop these up. Let's pop them up. Why not? We can. We might as well get some dimension out of this. Hi, Carrie. So I'm going to use my Sweet Pops here. And I'm going to pop this up. So I'm just going to put my Sweet Pops on the back. I use a lot of Sweet Pops. Please don't judge me. I can't help it. I don't like it to sink in at all. So I use lots and lots of Sweet Pops. The cool part is you get so many on this roll that you can use a lot all the time. I've been using this same jar for quite some time. You're the same? I like lots of Sweet Pops. I can't help myself. All right, one more. And then we'll test it. This is the test. Flip it over. If it doesn't sink down, you're all good. That's my test. Although it is going to bug me, so I'm going to stick this little mini half a sheet one I have right there. Because it's just going to make me happy that way. Okay. I want it to go in here like this. Or like this. I don't think it really matters. They're the same both ways. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. I like that these come off super easy. Sometimes I struggle with them. I used to struggle with them with the other brand I used to use, and they just were so frustrating. But these are super easy. So, although once you lay it down, that's kind of it. So, I got to get my head all in the game. I think that's good. Now we're going to press it down. All right. Next one. I think we should pop them all up. I'm going to pop all of them up. I like them that way. I think they're neat. So we're just going to do the same thing. I'll try to do it a little faster so you guys won't have to watch that for too long. You were wondering if I was going to do that? Yeah, I'm going to pop them all up. I think it'll look cool. I don't think I did any popping up on... Yeah, I did a little bit on the other one, but not on the first one that I did. The one that I colored all the Copic girls on. That was the very first one I made. I used less that time. Go me. So an easier way to do this would be to have done it on the back so that when this folds, it folds easier. But I always forget that part, so it works just fine both ways. But you know, if you're trying to keep Valley up or whatever, you should flop every other one. But I never remember to do that. I'm not gonna lie. I forget every time. And they work just fine for me, so probably why I forget. I bet if it didn't work, I'd never forget it again. Come on, last one. There we go. All right, yep, I want this to be the same way. So I'm gonna actually look at the TV since I have myself on the TV. There we go. Sometimes it's easier for me to line up than looking at it straight on. Okay, last one. We'll try to follow that same pattern because we put less sweet pops on there. And you can decorate these up as much as you want. Totally, you can put embellishments all over them. Whatever you want to do. We're going to keep it a little more on the simple side and may add stuff after the live is done. But for now, we're going to stay just a little bit on the simple side. So, because the point is for you guys to see how these go together. How easily they go together. And then I have a little half piece right here that works. And I have a little half piece right here. So that's kind of the point. The little weak right there, so I'm going to add a little bit. Just going to use my scissors. Make myself a little piece. That's what I love about these. You can make them whatever size that works for you. Peeling these off. Ooh, we are almost done, I can tell you that. Wait till you see how easily this goes together. It's insane. The most time that it takes to do it is, well, the die cutting doesn't even take that long unless you're doing a whole bunch of panels, but it only took me about 10 minutes to cut them out. But it goes together super easy. The most time it takes is decorating. However you want to decorate. There we go. These are all trash. Boop. Okay. I've decided I want to put your Super Stellar at the top. I think I want to put it all the way over the top like that. And then I want to put this girl on here. And I'll probably put some bling around her. I just think she's so cute all by herself. So I'm going to do her like that. So I only need glue on the bottom half of this. Because we're going to let it stick off the top. We have a center point here. There we go. Super Stellar. Now I'm going to put this girl on there. And you can wobble these too if you want. It's up to you. I might wobble that other alien guy. There we go. One panel done. Next panel, let's do the last panel first, because the middle panel is going to be the most complicated one. And I think if I do this, it's going to get stuck. It's not going to swing the way I want it to. So I think I may have to slant that a little bit. I might have to cut the words up. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So you can do however you want, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this. So it says, look, he looks like he's going, I just don't understand. And then I'm going to take this piece and make it look like it was a separate word. Super easy. And now I can make it into all one. I can put it all on one panel. Yay! So I'm going to use my tweezers this time. I'm going to glue this down. That was a little thick, so I'm going to take some of that glue off. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So you can always fix, modify, change, adjust however you need to fit on the panels. I don't understand humans at all. I definitely want that to be straight. There we go. I'm going to take this guy, put his glue on him. I'm excited to see what you guys think when we get done with this. It's going to be so cute. I'll probably take it to the show and put it on display at the show. Well, I probably didn't need glue behind his little antenna, but I put it there anyway, so it'll dry and be fine. There we go. Oh my gosh. So cute. Okay, we have 2 panels done. This is the most challenging one, I think. So, I believe I want this up here, but it can't be too high. It has to have clearance. With this little guy down here, he can be looking like he's in space. That would work right there. I kind of wanted to put it here, but I think that will not show up. All right. I think we can put this here and this little alien down here. That was my original plan. And then I think I'm going to cut this so I can put aliens exist. I want to be able to put it on the top and the bottom. I think it's going to have to be straight off the bottom, straight off this side in order to make it look okay. I need to trim just a tad bit more. And then I think I can put this right along here. And then we'll take this one. We'll trim this off here and here. And then we'll put this one right along the bottom, and I think that will be perfect. Just need to trim a tad bit more off of this end. I don't want that S to be down too far. There we go. Hi Heidi, it's looking super cool. You like it? I really like it too. It's coming out pretty close to how I envisioned, so I'm happy about that. Use my espresso to press that down for a second. Yeah, I like this with the aliens exist on there. There we go. I'm going to pop up this ship because I need it to be sticking out just a little bit more. But we only have to pop to about right here. All right. You guys are hanging in there. I'm super proud of you. Okay. So I just need to make sure that I don't go higher than this ledge right here. And then we'll take this little guy. And we'll stick him right down here like he just jumped out of his ship to say hi. Hi, we exist. We are here. Now, you can put embellishments after the fact, but we're going to do all of that first. So remember when I said we were going to put stones on these? We're going to do that now. Because I don't want to try to press down on those when they're already put together. I have a little bit of experience on putting it together too soon. Okay, so we're almost done, I promise. I just want to put these, for sure, these little stones on this ship. We got 4 stones. So we got this one. We'll see if we can put a little bit smaller one. Ones a little bit smaller ones on the end, a little bit brighter here in the center. So we got some a little bit smaller here. This one will fit on this side. So it's going to be super shiny with these little gemstones on here. That looks super cool. I like it. I think maybe we'll use some more of these gems on some of the other panels just so it evens out. So we'll just put a couple over here for him. We're going to use a little bigger. I mean, I have more. These are from the Ton. I bought these gemstones from the Ton. They're not sticky on the back or anything. You have to stick them, but I think they're pretty cool. I don't really want it that big. Not that big, not that big. And then there's some really tiny ones that look like this. But don't worry about the glue. It'll dry clear and invisible. What is the Ton? Oh, if you haven't heard of them, you should check them out. It's called the Ton. And they come to some of the expos. We've met them. They're so nice. They're super, super nice. And they sell layered stencils and stamps, and they sell these really neat gems. Effie and her mom, and yeah, they're super nice. Let's see, do I want to put them, I probably want to put some down here, a couple over here. And then I'll probably put a last one down up here. I think I'll put it up here. There we go. So we'll have 5. We'll have one really tiny one up here. And then we'll get just a little bit bigger. Flip over. There we go. Will they be in Ontario? I mean, no, they're not, are they, honey?
They didn't appear they are doing the West Coast shows.
I don't think they do the West Coast shows. That's probably why you don't know who they are. They do a lot of the expo shows, but they don't. We'll see them in Florida. They come to Texas. But I don't think that I think they live in New York. Huh? Brooklyn. They live in Brooklyn. Stores in Brooklyn. They come to the expos. They're super, super nice, and they have really cool products.
Where did you get your mat? I adore it.
My glass mat. If you're talking about this glass mat, you'll have to ask Jamie.
It's on your mat.
Oh, it's on the corner of my mat. Hold on. Glassboardstudio.com. Glassboardstudio.com. Jamie got them for us, and you can personalize your own. So she personalized them, and now that they have the personalization, you could always personalize your own, or you could get a Sweet Sentiment one if you wanted. They already have the design out there now because Jamie and I got ours.
It's magnetic.
Yes, it's magnetic.
It has a metal plate.
It has like a metal plate underneath it, so magnets, they stick to it. And they're pretty sturdy too. I mean, I have to really lift them up. They stick really, really good. I love that. What size is it? It's
Got an inch each side.
So the measuring tape on the up and down is 16.
So 18.
So probably about 18. And then along the bottom it's 22, so probably 24. So 18 by 24? It's probably about 18 by 24. It's awesome. It has Jamie in this corner and me in this corner and Sweet Sentiment, and the rest is just colored teal and purple shading. It looks exactly like our business cards.
But they do personalized mats.
Yes, they do personalized mats. So you could put whatever you want on yours. Or you could get one they already have. Okay, who's ready? You guys ready? I have everything on here I want to have on here, except I meant to do the gel pen. And you guys know I always forget the gel pen. My gel pen is dying. It's on its last leg. It is on its last. I got a new one, but I want to get my full money's worth. So I am using every bit of it. And since I used craft paper, I just want to put the whites back in these little guys' eyes so they stand out just a little bit more so you can really see them. I don't think they show up quite as well when it's craft, but if I make them white, then they really... And I put gold gel pen on her outfit. Okay, here's how it works. First, you have to glue the panels together. One is going to go back and one is going to go forward. So I know this one is going to have to go forward. So I'm going to make sure that this panel, so that it has to be like a W or an M or whatever you want to call it. So one panel is going to fold, like there's the lip. One has to fold back, and when the next one has to fold forward. So one back, this one's back, and this one's forward. So you got to fold one up, one down. And then you attach this one right here. And you can use Barely Art glue. This glue works really good. I already did one and it stayed together amazingly well. Or you could use double-sided sticky tape, Suquang, or red line, or whatever you call that. You can use that. I know that I did one with the double line tape. The very first ones that I did was with the double line tape, and I know that one of the first ones I did for my Aunt Bev, and I know hers is still sitting in her house several years after I made it. So there we go, we have one. So when I say it folds back like this. So there's the back. Now we need the forward. So you still put this on top, always on top of the panel, never behind, because then you're going to leave the line. So always on top. So you just put glue on this one. It's all about the fold and not about changing any of the adhere it together. So you put this one on top. You just make sure you line them up. When you get it lined up, then we're going to press it on the back. This one's going to go forward, so I'm going to fold that over. Going to get a good press there. So now I have one forward and one back. So we kind of have our little Z frame. It's still there on display, Mom? Okay. Now, the way that you stick the panels together so they stand up is you're going to use these little two tabs right here. You're going to go behind the mountain and in front of the valley. So a mountain is when it folds up like this, like a mountain would, like if that was a mountain. This one is a valley because it dips down. So you're going to go behind the mountain in front of the valley. And then you just stick them together. So glue on this one, and you'll have to hold it for a bit to make sure it sticks because Barely Art takes a second. Behind the mountain, these two come together. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? Can they see that, honey? Mm-hmm. They match together like this. Just hold them for a second until they stick. So I'm just holding these two panels together right here till they stick. And you can use, you know, glue dots or red line tape, like I said, or whatever kind you want. You just hold them together until they grip. So behind the mountain, in front of the valley, Now this one, glue here and glue here in front of the valley. Get them lined up, hold them together. See how easy that was? That's it. In a minute, I'll show you how it folds and we'll be done. So you can put anything on these edges, sticking out, whatever you want. So I would mock up one with nothing on it, just so you can see how it folds when you get it. You can make them all the panels the same color or different colors or whatever you want. Once you have it up like this, there you go. That's your Aliens Exist. But when you fold it, you fold the first panel down and the back panel like that. You'll press them together so you get a nice clean flat hold. If you don't put a lot of dimension, you can just burnish the edges all the way around on your fold lines. And now you have it lays flat, and when they open it up, that's it. So the front, they'll open it up to the picture. The back, where you can put a message, happy birthday or whatever you want. If you want to cover that up, you could print another panel and put it on the back. I don't really think the back matters that much, so can't see any of the assembly from the front. So that is how you put it together, which is the same way I did this one. So this one is the fancy labels. Let me see if I can zoom out. Nope, that's as far as I can go. That one is the fancy label accordion. This one is the oval. This one is also the fancy label. So you can do as many as you want. You just keep doing them just like I said. Like this one I did all in the same color. So in front of the valley, behind the mountain, in front of the valley, behind the mountain, front of the valley. This one I folded the opposite way so I could put the message on the front and the back. The glue dots, I'm telling you, after a couple of years, the glue dots get a little weak. The Barely Art glue won't do that, which is why I'm so jived. But I've had this in my room. I don't even know how many years I've had this in here. I mean, I bet you it's been close to 10. I know I only said 6 in the beginning, but I'm serious. I've colored way better than that for a long time. So cool. Your grandkids will love this card. You're welcome. You're welcome. Your die will be on the way as soon as you can. This particular die that I have this die with the labels not fancy like this one. See how they're just a little bit different? This one has a little bit more like accent to the label. This one's plain. This die was one of those great big thick dies that you buy. That's what this one is, and it actually came with a border die that went all the way around, so only had to cut it one time. But this one you had to do 4 times. So this was the old original first one she had, and then she started making them like this. So this is the different dies that they have. But I have about 6 of these dies. They're super fun. You want the oval one too. They don't seem to have it anymore. Aw, but you can cut some of mine. Ask on the, I've seen a few on the Deal or No Deal site. B, you might try asking if anybody has those accordion dies. I love mine. I'd be more than happy to cut you some panels, but I'm not selling it. So anyway, that's how you do it. What do you think? Do you love it? I know that I'm in the Deal or No Deal group. Yeah, probably. You like that one too? I like them all. I'm obsessed. I'm not going to lie. Let me show you how many there are. Hang tight. I'll show you. Now remember, the old ones were under Elizabeth Craft Designs or She also did business with Sizzix. So you could, the Sizzix were the big block ones that were thick. And then that was with Sizzix. And then she moved to Elizabeth Craft Designs and created these. And then now she's under her own name, Karen Burniston. And she has, I think, 2 of them on her site right now. But this is the one I got. This one is a circle. So you could put this little topper on it and make it an ornament. And then you can connect the ornaments. It's pretty cool. And then it has a border on here that you can cut 4 times and go around. But they work the same way. This one is the accordion circle. So this one just puts the circles together. But the base is still square, like this one. This base is round. So it'll actually be round with a flat part that sits on the table. And then this one is the rectangle. So longer, taller. It's just a much taller die. So see how much more space you have to decorate on there? Oh, you can't see. There you go. See how much bigger that one is? So this is rectangle. And this one comes with, and the instructions are in the back how to front fold, but you can always contact me if you have any questions. And then she gives you extra decoration dies in there too, which are super cool. And then this one is the oval accordion one. So it's a tall one. This is the one that I made this one out of. This is why this one is so much taller than the one we did today. This is the accordion oval. So this one has oval insides and this one has rectangle insides. And then there's a couple more. There's one with stars, and I've seen this exact one on Deal or No Deal. I've made some of these as well, and you get these additional dies with it, and it embosses stars around the outside. So I have seen this one on Deal or No Deal before. And then there's 2 more. These are oval landscape accordion and gift card accordion. So you just do 2, and they're just they sit sideways, long ways landscape. Now you want them all? Look, you know I like them because I bought them all. But they're really well priced. I think there's another landscape one that I got. I can't remember exactly because I bought it off the site today. But what is the Deal or No Deal? Search it on Facebook. It's where people post their stuff that they have that they're not using anymore and they want to sell it. And they post it out there and tell you about it, like who it is, and put a picture. And then you bid on it. So you could say $10 and they can say deal. And then it's yours, or they say no deal and you bid again. So it's kind of cool, and sometimes you can get some really nifty stuff, but it's a place where some of our fellow crafters sell their items that they wanna unload. But yeah, I have all of these, and these are not all she has. These are just the ones that I have that I love. And then you can buy the accent dies like this that have the borders that go around. And I have several of those as well. But you can only use them for the specific kind that they're made for. So this one is oval, rectangle oval. But you can use it on this one or this one. So they give you 2 dies. And this one is stars. And then I have that one that does all 3. And that's all. That's all I have. That's all I have. I can't give you any more. Oh, no, I lied. There's more. 2 more. This one is also rectangle. See, that one does the whole rectangle. And then this one does the circles. So You can do whatever you want with them. They're super fun. Remember, I won't be live tomorrow or Thursday because I will be traveling to Sacramento. But that's all. That's a lot. But really, they're about $25. It's between $25 and $29. So they weren't too bad. I got mine on clearance at the show one time, so I got super lucky. I only had 2 and I found them for like $10, so I bought them. But I will be back, like I will be at Jamie's house next week. I don't know if we'll be able to fit in any live since we'll be preparing for another show, but we'll let you know on Facebook if we're going to be able to go live. And then I'll be back the week after. That's what I tell my husband all the time. That's all. That's it. Yes, best time to buy, Cheryl. I got super lucky when I saw him. I'll keep my eyes peeled. If I see any more, I'll let you guys know. But I did see 2, the label, a fancy label one, and another one. 2. They have 2 on the Karen Burniston site, and I bought one of them because I already have this one. So, how much I saved, not how much I spent. Right, see? So smart. That's what I do too. But it was only, but I saved, but anyway, they're super fun. They don't normally take all that long when you're not explaining all of the steps. But once you put it together, it really isn't too bad. And it's super, super fun and cute. And then you can sit it out in your house, and you can do them for Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving and, you know, whatever, Easter. You can make all kinds of them. I just thought they were super fun, and I knew that you would like them, and you guys asked how to do it, so I thought I would do the live. We can incorporate our dies super great. I mean, our stamps. Look at how these little voodoo dolls fit in there. So great. So, and I put sentiments all over on this one too, so usually you can definitely use it all. So thank you so much for watching. I'm super glad you guys watched. I hope you liked the masking and you learned just a teeny bit. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, tomorrow morning I fly. I'm on an airplane again. Time to fly away. We only have 3 more shows and then we'll be around for a while. So look for us. We'll be here. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Good night.